Sneakerheads, the first thing I thought of, first I thought was this is going to be a documentary about like shoes. And then as I watched it, I was like, oh no, it's actually a comedy show. I really love all of the characters. Stewie is my favorite.
Yes.
I think Stewie is
We all love Stewie.
I feel like Stewie's gonna be the character who's gonna surprise us at the end, and he's gonna be like the pimp daddy of like the shoes or something like that. That's what I feel is gonna happen.
I agree. It's so hard not to like Stewie, you know? And even like I feel like he's so adorable and he brings something so sweet to the show.
Help you?
I was just wondering if I can maybe shadow you. Not in like a creepy way, of course, because shadows tend to be very dark and looming.
$50.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
An hour.
Okay, that's a little less fair, but still a yes.
Character, the way he looks, you don't expect him to be into the sneaker culture and to know all of that. I have to say congratulations because I know it was #1 on Netflix. I'm not really sure what exactly that means for Netflix because they have a lot of shows that come out, so I don't know how that rates.
I know. We still haven't figured it out. We're like, Netflix, what does that mean? Like, do we get a second season? We're still like hoping that we do. We're still on the wait. Esa espera que desespera un poco.
Did you know anything about the sneaker culture before you got this role?
No, at all. Not at all. Like, I didn't understand why people were so obsessed with sneakers. I didn't understand why, you know, I just didn't understand. And when I got the show, I definitely started admiring the culture and respecting it so much more. And now I understand like the art behind it, the industry behind it, what it represents for the culture.
What I also really, really love about the show is that you play like you're one of like 3 of the main protagonists on the show, but you are the plug.
Yes.
How much you need?
5,000.
Oh, so you think I'm Jesus then?
I may need a miracle, yes.
What does that mean to represent a female for a culture in this game, como le dicen in the sneaker game? In one of the episodes where you were like, oh, you think it's easy for a woman in the game. So I want to know your take on that.
Yeah, I honestly loved it. I felt very privileged to have played a role that meant so much to me, for the culture, and for women around the world. There's a lot of women that actually are into this culture and that are kind of like Nori. They are the plug. And to be that representation meant a lot to me. So I felt very responsible to do a good job and to, in a way, show that women can be boss, you know, can be the boss, can be bosses, can be bad girls, badasses, can be like, you know, I feel like I always love and I'm always attracted to roles like that represent us in such a beautiful and strong light.
Absolutely. And I think you play the role very well. Honestly, you look like you'd be like one of those like sneaker dealers to me. I'd be like, yo, that is the girl that we need to talk to. That's La Jefa right there.
I felt like that. I definitely felt like, you know, it's crazy because when you're on, like, the outfit does so much to the character. And once I wore that outfit, I was like, oh, I know who Nori is. Yeah. Like, especially that first outfit that they gave me, it was very bold.
Absolutely.
You know, very like, okay, I'm tough and don't ever disrespect me, okay?
Yeah, I know, and I just love her attitude. She has like, I don't have time to play games. I'm about my money. I'm about my business. Like, what's up? And I don't got time. Like, and if I'm gonna give you time, you're gonna pay for it. What characters, I guess, do you find in Nori that are within yourself that was easy for you, and what was hard for you?
I think the hardest thing was not being able to pay attention to everything that was going on around me and be very focused on my phone, because you have to be very, like, I had to be very alert to what was going on but pretend that I wasn't at all. Right. That was hard, especially because as an actor, what you're doing is you're continually reacting to the other person, so pretending that I wasn't paying attention at all but I had to was definitely a struggle. And then what I really liked about it, and that I feel like we are very similar, is definitely the strong attitude, the attitude and the the strength that Nori has, I feel like I've had to become that person in real life, especially in an industry like this. And I'm Puerto Rican. I'm a little, like, I'm not little, I'm opinionated for sure. Like, I'm Latina, like, I speak up my mind, and I'm a very business savvy woman. I'd like to think so. In a way, I do relate to Nori that way.
You know, the plug is such a major role in the game, in the sneaker game. So I want to know, what does it take to be the plug, in your opinion, since you're playing the role?
Connections, networking, always be on call, like, and I think that's in everything. Like, if you want to be the plug in any industry, whether it's sneakers or anything else, like, honestly, you have to be good at networking, at preserving those connections. Even in my industry, I feel like I have to continually be doing that, be like, taking care of my people.
Like sneakers, like, I don't get it. I don't get the deal. I don't get the big deal. But
Yeah.
funny enough that we're talking about sneakers, you know, Dave Balvin just dropped his Air Balvins today, and they were sold out within seconds globally. So I want to know, like, what is it?
It's exclusivity. It's feeling part of something. It's being like having something that someone else doesn't. I definitely understand why sneakers are what they are and what they mean to people. It's exclusivity, is being cool, is being part of it's feeling VIP. Is feeling like you are on top of the world for that day, or whatever.
Yeah, which is something that you actually also, you guys do talk about in one of the episodes.
Yeah. And it's also the game, going back to the game, like the hunt for it and what it means. I definitely started respecting it more when I heard the creator of the show, the reason why he did this show was because Michael Jordan gave him his sneakers, his own sneakers. He passed them on to him, and he was so excited because he's also a size 13, and he would use those sneakers forever, like for every game. He was also a basketball player. And then one time when he was in college, he had left the sneakers at home, and his mom told him that she was going to do a garage sale. And he was like, okay, you can sell anything but those shoes. And she's like, no worries, don't worry, I'll save them. When he comes back to his house, he finds out that she sold the wrong shoes, and he forever lost Michael Jordan's.
Oh no.
And that,
which is kind of like in the story, he's chasing these Jordan zeros, right?
right. And so that's what he felt. It's like, wow, like, this really, for him, it was more than sneakers. It was Michael Jordan sneakers. And I think that a lot of people, for me, it was my Doc Martens. I definitely felt like Doc Martens are my sneakers, and I go everywhere with them. I go to every festival. I have memories. I'm actually wearing them right now.
I was gonna say, are you wearing them right now?
I'm looking at them like, baby, what's up? But I do feel that because we've shared moments, and it's the same feeling of like, we've gone places, and it's taking me through a journey of life, and that's how people feel with their sneakers.
That's actually a really cool way to look at it, because I mean, they, that quote, like, walk a mile in her shoes, or his shoes.
Yeah.
So I think that's actually very beautiful. Not that I never looked at it like that, but I guess I never looked at sneakers like that, in that light.
Me either, until this story. And when they told me this, I was like, and it's crazy because they told me this later. They told me this when we were releasing the show. And I'm like, I would have loved to know this I would have loved to know this before. Like, I get it now even more, because in the moment I got the role like 2 days before I started shooting. So I was learning as I was going.
Oh, wow.
And yes. And so it was I was understanding it, and I understood like, oh, the exclusivity of it and all that. But then when he told me that story, I was like, oh, it's deeper than that. And that was beautiful.
Yeah, no, I think it's actually a very, very cool story. And I really love how he wrapped his own story into the series, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
very,
I
very cool. I have to ask you, after doing this show, do you own a pair of exclusive shoes?
I do, actually. I got these Faye Laura, they're called Faye Lauraker. They are from Puerto Rico, actually, and they're my friends, and I love them. It's actually the reason why I'm thinking this is because it's a play on words. So I'm like, wait, am I saying the actual thing? But no, Faye Loraker, and they're awesome, and they're from Puerto Rico. So it does feel like at home. It's about being a colony and kind of like going against la colonia, being a colonia. And so it's beautiful. I feel part of something, and I understand why. I understand now why sneakerheads are the way they are, because I do definitely feel like I'm part of that family now.
You're debuting as an artist next year. So I guess that is the big news for 2021, right?
Yes. So I'm doing reggaeton. I'm definitely exploring a little bit of reggaeton, balada, and everything in between. A little bit of pop in Spanish, or Spanish pop. And it's something exciting. It's something that I'm excited to keep exploring, and I hope that people can join the journey, as I say, with me, and that they can be part of it, and that they can enjoy my story. I have an idea of what I want it to be, and so hopefully in the beginning of the coming year, we're gonna be able to lay it out all together, and we're gonna have something exciting for the summer.
Awesome. I'm excited because I am now a fan. So I'm excited to see where your
Thank
career
you
is
so
going to go.
much.